Hi, we're here today with Sean from OMS3, and we're going to talk about the practice pilot. Sean, can you tell me a little bit more of what it can do for us?
Sure, Sarah. As you know, I run a practice up in Pennsylvania. We had multiple locations, and I think that with CareStream, I was very happy with the content that was within our OMS program, but I was kind of having challenges in how to demonstrate it to our doctors. Our doctors are visual creatures, and they really want to see their data in a way they can understand it instead of trying to look at numbers and dissect it. They're not accountants, as we know. So I ended up partnering with a bunch of guys that I knew that were in the programming business, so to speak, and we created something called the Practice Pilot. It's a data visualization software program that basically bolts onto WinOMS. You don't even have to have WinOMS running. It connects at the server level. You no longer need to have any disk updates. It actually updates through the cloud, so to speak. And what we're able to do is show you your collections, your production, your provider performance, office performance, and even a zip code marketing section. What that means is that whether you have one office or a multiple office, one practitioner or multiple, you'll be able to see all of your referrals, their key relationships trend visually across the months and know by either procedure count, by production, dollars produced, dollars collected, pretty much all the major factors that we would measure our data by in a visual format. So now you don't have to wonder if Dr. A is up or down. You'll actually see them going up or going down when it matters and be able to change that course by calling over and seeing, hey, how we doing? And that's really what makes the practice pilot, in my opinion, valuable to the practitioner and even the office manager alike.
So will it help a practice know where to market for their practice?
Absolutely. One thing that we stumbled across when we were in the database is that there was zip code information on every patient within the database. So what we're able to now demonstrate by procedure code is if, say, you wanted to grow your practice by growing your implant business, you could create a specific marketing piece strictly for a provider, a location, or all providers across all your locations by zip code of where the actual patients lived who came in for that procedure. So not only would it help you for implants, it would help you for wisdom teeth, it would help you for any cosmetics that you want to market. So yeah, it's a great marketing tool, and that's where we really get a lot of positive feedback from.
So what about collections and insurance and billing? Is there any information or data that can be pulled through the practice pilot to help offices with that?
Absolutely. That was one of the major things that I needed to keep track of with having multiple front desks inputting your information into the database. It's hard to really know if your collections are taking too long, why they're taking too long, or are they only taking too long in one location? Was it a demographical issue? Someone didn't get the right insurance card. Now we're able to track the production, collections. We actually break out charges and refunds, which are now in the same columns in the WinOMS database. We're able to actually break them out separately so you know what's really a net collection and what you owe back to the patients. And we're able to do that by dollar amount, of course, and do it over every month. So we created something called a collection ratio. And now it gives the doctor, and the doctors love it, it gives them a chance to actually measure their collections against their production, come up with a ratio, and depending on, it really works like you're collecting this many cents on the dollar. And they can see what that ratio is this month against the same time the year before. So now, let's say Mary Lou comes to a doctor and wants a raise, and something happened in their relationship, and she needs, like we all face, an increase, and we have to make the decision: do we invest in her? Do we not invest in him? Because the doctor's paying everything to everyone all the time. Well, now we have some measures to say, wait a minute, wow, since Mary Lou came on board, we're almost 8% more in our collections. And that measures out to be $35,000 a month. You know what? Let's give her the dollar because she's a keeper. It really will give the doctor a chance to measure, it really give a chance to inspect what they expect. And that's what I find that a lot of our practitioners want. They want something that breaks down a simple format and yet tells them the story of their practice, and the practice pilot does that.
Well, it sounds like the practice pilot is really something practices can't be without.
I definitely hope they can't live without it. Now, seriously, it's something that's going to continue to go and grow, Sarah, so the more people that do partake in using the practice pilot and provide us back the much needed feedback, it's going to keep growing. So that's the one thing that we were very confident in our fee structure, is that we don't charge people for their updates because we want their input to give them the updates and keep growing the program. So our hope is a year from now, it'll be even bigger and better than it is now.
Okay, well, great. Thanks, Sean, for your time.
Thanks so much, Sarah.
Sure.